Hi, I'm Amy, but you can call me Geeky McFangirl. Welcome to my channel, and thanks so much for joining me for a Harry Potter inspired craft. Today I'm going to show you how to use a wood burner, and we're going to make Hogwarts House Crest coasters.
I want to give a huge thanks to everyone who makes the Geeky McFangirl channels possible with a pledge of $1 or more a month on Patreon. If you're enjoying the show, click the Patreon link below the video to support me. You can also support the channel for free by subscribing, liking, and sharing. As always, you can find links for the materials you'll need for this project in the description below the video. I'm going to be using a decorative wood burning set from Plaid Crafts to make the coasters in this video. I created 4 Hogwarts House Crest designs to use in this project. I made them a free download for all my Patreon supporters, so if you'd like to download these designs, click the Patreon links below the video. Print out the pattern on regular printer paper and trim out the circle shapes. They were created to fit a 4-inch circle of unfinished wood. Also, cut out 4 pieces of carbon paper to the same circle size, 4 inches. Place the carbon side down facing the wood and the pattern on top of that. Then use removable tape like washi tape or blue painter's tape to secure all 3 items together. Before I taped the edges, I used a fine tip pin to trace the lines that were going to be hidden under the tape. The next step is to use a very fine tipped pen and trace the entire pattern onto the unfinished wood piece. I used a black pen on the black pattern, but I thought about it later and I kind of wished I'd used a white gel pen instead. That way I could have seen which parts I had finished and which parts still needed to be done. You can keep one side taped and carefully check to see if you've missed any spots. But if you do this, make sure you're really careful replacing the pattern in the exact same location, or your pattern will be off. I worked on Hufflepuff and Slitherin first, tracing both patterns, then working with the wood burning tool. It comes with several different attachments. Because I'm a beginner, I only use the pointed tip for this project. The heat meter should be turned fully into the red zone to burn into the wood. I worked slowly and used a light touch until I got used to how much pressure was needed to make a nice impression. Once you figure out how much pressure to use, the process will start to go faster for you. I kept the pattern next to the piece so I could see any details that I might have missed while tracing on the carbon paper. Work slowly and carefully. There's no way to erase if you make a mistake. After I traced both the Slitherin and Hufflepuff outlines, I decided to try my hand at coloring them both in. I used watercolor paints with water-filled synthetic brushes to paint the coasters in the house crest colors. I used a light gray to represent silver and a mustard yellow to represent gold. I worked slowly and built up layers of color on the background, but I wanted to let the natural wood show through on the animals and the nameplate, so I left both of those elements unpainted. After I finished painting the first two coasters, I went back to wood burning the Ravenclaw and Gryffindor coasters, and then painting them with watercolors using the same method. So I will leave that portion of this video as a speed paint, and I'll be back to tell you how to finish the project. When all of your coasters are completely painted and the watercolor paint has completely dried, it's time to finish them with a coat or two of Mod Podge. Now, usually I would tell you that once the Mod Podge is dry, you can use your coasters or give them as gifts, but this time I'm going to recommend that you set your coasters somewhere safe for 28 days to allow the Mod Podge to completely cure. Also, do not stack them, or they might stick together and not cure correctly. Just find a high bookshelf and place them there, and put a reminder in your calendar or on your phone to get them in 28 days. Once the Mod Podge is completely cured, your coasters are ready to be used. They will resist moisture, and you can put a cold glass that might drip condensation on them. If you seal them completely, they should also be top rack dishwasher safe. But since I only sealed the tops of mine, I would only use a damp cloth to clean them.
Thanks so much for crafting with me today. I hope you have fun if you do a wood burning project. And if you liked this craft and you want to see what's coming next, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you want to watch me live stream my craft projects, you can find me on Twitch. And if you want to support the channel, you can also find me on Patreon. Thanks so much, and I'll see you next time.